Holy moly, it's Sunday. Welcome to EHL's. It's your Opsaku here, joined by my wonderful co-hosts. We got Dollar Bill, and we got
Oh, good golly, it's Sunday.
Good Golly. Sunday Showdown is back. And we got my Anadon. How you doing, man?
Oh, good golly gosh, it's Sunday, isn't it? Oh,
Hell
boy.
yeah, brother.
Oh, man.
So we're gonna watch the NFL
Favorite,
games
favorite
here.
day of the week, minus maybe Saturday. You get the Sunday scaries on Sunday, so.
That's right. So we got two fantastic matches tonight. One just popped up roughly around 3 o'clock this afternoon. So, which is the match you're going to see right now, which is a pro series between Super Chicken from For the Boys and versus Clarity from Palm Lock and Loaded. That's a pro series match, and then right after that is going to be a match between Two Fly from Fish. This is a Legacy Gold Conference, and Eternal from Agent P Golden Showers. So that one's
Oh, man.
coming down to the wire as well as this game. So we got 2 wire games in theory.
2 wire games. First game of the night, like you said, is going to be Super Chicken versus Clarity. For the Boys versus Palm Locked and Loaded. Currently tied at 9-9. This is the final match of the series. For the Boys, currently on the season 2-0-1. Palm Locked and Loaded, no win yet on the season. Gonna be looking for one here. This is their chance. This is definitely their chance. Big wins in the 4 and 5 with Jimmy and Downtown. And let's see if Clarity can take it for them, or if For the Boys can continue their, undefeated season. They got a tie.
Yeah, they've got a tie,
wins.
but it's also to your point about staying competitive. Palm Locked and Loaded has been able to keep it competitive. They're sitting on, 36, so they're not out of it, right? Like they're not out of control of their destiny just yet. But they're, like you said, they need to find some wins, and going to see if Clarity can start that train a rolling. The weapons that Clarity will have to begin that train. It's a double mage ban. As Manadon and Saku mentioned, this is Pro Series, so we actually get open deck lists coming in. So it's a couple of mage bans, leaving Clarity piloting a Quest Rogue, a Frost Shaman, and a Libram Paladin up against Super Chicken's Burgley Rogue. Wait, actually I didn't check to see if there's a Shank in here. Nope, looks like a Burgle Rogue, some kind of Fell Demon Hunter, and then a Quest Shaman. So couple of deviations, even in that Shaman class in the Shaman and Rogue classes that they share.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a couple of variety, picks there. I think Clarity with a little bit less of the more standard ones. Obviously, both players bringing the Mizaki Mage, which was banned out. But Quest Rogue, you're seeing a little bit, but not quite as popular as the Thief variants, either Poison or the classic Thief Rogue. And then with that Shaman as well, people have been, trying out a bunch of different builds. There's been the OTK Shaman, the Bolner OTK. Obviously Quest Shaman has been around for a while, still pretty popular. Burn Shaman. And then, I've seen a lot of players, if they are running Elemental Shaman, going with the aggressive variant. So interesting to see how this Freeze Elemental Shaman lines up into this matchup. I'm really curious if that's the one that's if it's going to be able to get through. I'm really worried about that one over the other 2 decks.
Yeah, and there's some disruption in it. Obviously it's got a copy of Mutanus, and it's got, the big Baron, and as you mentioned, some of the Elemental package swapped in, and no Bolner. So the ability to sort of like Baron and then Baron again, and then be able to sort of use a bunch of combos alongside the parrot. Wait, is there no parrot in here either? Oh, there's all of the Battle Cry duplication stuff has been cut to make room for more elementals. The Lily Peddler, Granite Forgeborn, Ice Revenant in this list, a single copy of the Ice Revenant, and it looks like now the Freezy boy, whose name escapes me at the moment, has 6 mana is too expensive.
I guess so. Yeah, I'm actually surprised by that. Usually, you're running that in this list. I would give up something else over that. It's just such a powerful tool in so many matchups. But we'll see. Maybe Clarity has some sort of special juice here. It certainly can go the long way, or can go
Yeah,
along with this shaman list, and does have that sort of tempo
there's
that it
not
can
even
put
a
down with
fire
those.
heart in here.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
this
I
is,
mean, I don't know. We'll see how it does here. It does also
oh,
run Mutanus. A lot of sort of tech cards. One ofs, one Ice Revenant, one Mutanus, one. Obviously you can only have one Mutanus, one Baron, but one Ice Revenant. One Rust Rot, one Kindling Elemental, a little bit of variety there, just to increase the spread. Let's see. What do you think these players are going in with first? It looks like we are in that first game.
I know they were doing their mage versus mage
Oh,
test
Oh
okay.
there.
yeah,
But
yep.
they were playing it super fast though, because I was like, oh my gosh, we're in it. No, Super Chicken and Clarity just decided to play a quick Mozaki mirror to make
since
sure everything was working.
since the mages were done, but just for our viewers, we got Clarity that's going to be at the bottom of the screen. Our first to spectate for our casters, and we're going to have Super Chicken at the top. So when they are ready to rumble, they are going to have some eyeballs for us to click on.
Yeah. Any predictions here, Dow Bills, for
I mean,
the first classes, the first decks they bring?
I think, I think Rogue is still just public enemy number one. So especially Super Chicken's got that classic Maestra. Knowles. Oh, it's actually going to be double shamans, which was going to be my next point about going. If everyone throws rock, because rock is obviously the best, but if you know everyone's going to want to throw rock, what do you do? And so I wonder if both of them wanted to line their shamans up into a rogue, or if they had gone a level deeper or a level deeper. You never get tell. You know what? Maybe they just rolled a d6 to see what comes up.
Yeah, also a strategy here that certainly a lot of players do. Decent start here for Clarity. Can go with that Kindling into the Gyre Worm if we want. Obviously, Forgeborn, a really powerful card in this deck. Then on the other side, has the Feral Spirit, one Overload card so far. Wind Chill also available to throw, slow things down and draw a card. So pretty standard start here from both players, I think. Command the Element's going to come down,
Yep.
as always, on turn one. Baron
Yeah.
Glacier in the hand.
And this freeze shaman is one of those ones that's been notorious for being able to freeze out a board for a long time. Though of course this is not the sort of standard freeze shaman. This is that Super Chicken is playing. This is a quest shaman. So there are 0 copies of. Oh my gosh, what's the name of the card that freezes the board and gets bigger? Oh, that's a pretty good result. 1/4 with lifesteal.
The Snowfall Guardian.
That's the
no
one.
Snowfall Guardians in the list.
And so whenever I think of freeze shaman or just shaman like stopping a board, freeze mage style, I usually think of that card alongside your sleep breakers and wind chills and stuff like that. So I'm interested to see how Super Chicken's quest list specifically, but this right here is why people play the quest. Like that's a strong start right there.
Yeah, already completed the first part of the quest, getting started on the next part, and finds that huge multicaster, although will be overloaded with that lightning bolt. I'm not sure. I think we already played a nature spell, so I'm not sure about that lightning bolt. Because now you can't play the multicaster this turn. You had just unlocked all your crystals. Whereas that multicaster, we had played a nature spell. We only played nature. Now we're playing the freeze. So maybe that was the reasoning. We would have only gotten one draw. So let's hold it for a little bit. We also have now the perpetual flame. So we can get triple draw off this multicaster if we want. Definitely a potential option. On the other side, Forgeborn coming down, going to discount the whole hand there.
Oh gosh, Granite Forgeborn is so good.
And could you imagine if we still had Wrath of Air Totem and that we could roll it here?
And we actually hit the Wrath of Air last turn. We hit the Strength Totem, the high five tag team partner of Wrath of Air Totem. And it looks like Super Chicken going to try to figure out how to clear. Gosh, can we talk for just a second about Wild Paw Cavern and how impressed with that card I have been? If you can play that, it just generates. Like a 3/4 on turn 4 isn't that exciting, but then a free 3/4 on turn 5 and turn 6 can just lead to states like this, where now Super Chicken is having to play, how many cards is Super Chicken having to play to clear off 2 tokens, basically, and then a real character, and it's going to hit the biggest draw possible off this multicaster.
Yeah, the 4 health, super, super tricky to play around there. Super Chicken having to make some really awkward trades, but still able to get the triple draw off of the multicaster would probably say worth.
Yeah, and actually hitting that key overdraft as well with the last mana to be able to unlock. Because Super Chicken was looking at a 1 mana turn on turn 6 without that overdraft, which had been traded away previously.
Yeah, pretty powerful play here from Clarity to answer. Can clear off the guard or double trade into the multicaster. Interesting. I suppose these aren't creating too much of a threat this turn, but the value trade would have also been nice, getting both of those minions off the board. Now, though, Sleep Breaker available, can find another Wind Chill. Or, yeah, just play that Slogger to push the most. Tempo on the board, it does trade pretty cleanly there. Is frozen, but no clean answer on the other side. Currently, no free spells for this Baron Glacier.
Yeah, in an interesting turn, the deck that's almost all spells has the board, and the deck that is almost all creatures is stuck off the board entirely. Obviously, there's some great tools available. Lilypad Lurker is active and only costs 4 mana as a result of that Granite Forgeborn you pointed out earlier, and so able to come roaring back onto the board. But it's going to be Lilypad Lurker hero power to try to flip this board state back.
Yeah, and Wind Chill not used last turn from Super Chicken, so able to slow down this Lurker. Let's see what we draw off of it and then decide where we go from there. Of course, Brucon, a nice pickup going into next turn. Maybe going to consider not overloading to be able to play it next turn.
Yeah, that's
go for
tough.
the Primordial Studies. Let's see what our options are. I was going to say maybe we find some draw or some spells. You know, you can get the Elemental, gives you spells. So this Lightning Bolt tells me we are saying, forget it. I don't need to Vulner next turn. We're hoping to do something else anyway.
Do you go ahead and
available
activate
here,
your? Oh, okay. Actually,
but hold
sorry.
it.
Yeah, I was wondering if you go ahead and tame the flames to get Brucon for next turn. But as you mentioned, Super Chicken deciding to hold both, it's like overloading, so we can't play Brucon the hero, but also holding the Novice Zapper, so we can't play 5 mana Brucon either. A slight misplay, Super Chicken not using a Brucon hero portrait for maximum Brucon confusion.
Yeah, we could have had so many Brucons just brewing right now, but instead, only a couple. Lilypad Lurker found off the top, can combo that with the Canal Slogger. Again, Baron Glacier, only one freeze now so far. Lilypad Lurker maybe could be used to get rid of the draw. Both players are top decking instead. Just going to hold on to it for a bigger threat and try to just keep the strongest board possible. Multicaster found. That's going to be a nice pickup. Now with the Zapper, though, we can play the Brucon. So looking to be the case here. Gonna Zapper into, I imagine, the Brucon here.
Yeah, just a big old 7/7. Still means that we're, and actually we go to 9 mana with 1 overload, so we still get to play Brucon of the Elements next turn. So maybe that was the thought for, just maybe Super Chicken draws a spell for 1 that they want to combo with the spell power. So ultimately, it's actually going to work out just fine.
Yeah, it's going to work out fine. We also, like I said, we found that multicaster could choose if we're not, the Brucon does not feel as powerful. Let's say, 6 damage isn't lethal, or the heal isn't worth it, or whatever, effect we want off of the Brucon here. It might be worth going for the multicaster just to double up on a bunch of spells. The deck must have quite a few we haven't seen. And now that Lilypad Lurker comes down, pretty big board.
And this is sort of the position I expected, with Clarity using those big board swings. There's one of those spells you were talking about. That's already a 9 cost inside that charged call.
Charged call, a really, really nice pickup. Can get a 10 cost now with the Zapper if we want to play it, or I guess we can start off with Primordial Studies, see what we get.
Yeah, and that'll provide, since the Brucon passive effect is now in play, it's actually a 2 mana discount. Dang. Wow, we can have so much spell power as Super Chicken this turn.
Yeah, it looks like we are going to forego the charge call this turn just to try to answer the board as best as possible. This We have the double effect, so didn't actually need all that spell damage, but still nice.
And Super Chicken now. So, oh yeah, to the earlier point, I feel like this was something that I expected, but I expected Super Chicken to have like 15 life left. Like this to be the board state, and now Super Chicken starts turning the captain's wheel to try to get the control stuff going. But Super Chicken was actually able to battle for tempo early on, and so we're in this situation. But Super Chicken has so much more life than I expected.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just looking at the list.
This Baron Glacier just sitting in the hand, just not able to do much this game. Gonna be able to buff up one of these minions here.
Yeah. Gosh, just one. I was sorry, I'm just mousing over the Baron. One.
Yeah, just one so far. So it looks like, interesting. So going to hero power first, hoping maybe to buff a totem instead of one of these two. Can swing into the 4/3 and then use the 5/6 to clear off the 4/4. Or the spell power, sure.
Okay, so Clarity really playing on what a game plan that kind of reminds me of Zoo. Oh, and just going to go ahead and play Tempo Baron.
Saying I need to win here soon. Out of cards here for Clarity, just the Whack-A-Null Hammer. This is not looking great. Super Chicken with so much in the hand. Going to be able to double draw here, get a Sleep Breaker for more freezes, another Wind Chill. Guidance found off the top. We are at 10 cards now with the second Wind Chill. We need to start cycling.
Also, is Super Chicken just out of cards? Super Chicken has one card left in deck. It's this Perpetual Flame.
What is Super Chicken looking for?
Just wants to play with the whole bottom third of the deck in hand. It just and we could both charged calls now in hand, both guidances now in hand.
Perpetual Flame. This should be a clear. Even if it misses there, it will just restart with the second proc with the 4. So really nice clear. They're going to be quite overloaded, I think, by 4,
6?
5, 5.
I think it's 5. A full 6. I'm not sure. We'll have to.
We'll have to see.
But
we did play the Zapper too, so yeah, that'll be 6. But
I think Chicken. So Super Chicken knows that the last card in deck is Overdraft, so that's good information to have. But that looked a lot like Clarity's last stand, right? You don't want to play the Baron for a single token. So if Super Chicken can weather, so now Clarity's just playing War, right? Whatever comes off the top is coming in. Super Chicken's got a lot of room to run.
Yeah, now finally we might see one of these charged calls come down. Looks like we're starting off with the guidance actually. Able to find some pretty powerful tools. I'm surprised we haven't seen a charge call yet. Like, that's just such a powerful play, and you know that Clarity's top decking. Why aren't we just ripping 2 10-drops? I guess we will right now with this Overdraft.
Oh, yeah, because this Overdraft is going to clear like 9 Overload or something insane.
And Lightning Storm 2 just to clear off the board. Just guarantee it. Probably finish it off with a charge call, of course. Yeah, with the Overdraft, trying to maximize the damage. And now able to find a nice taunt as well as a 12/12. This should just be it. Guidance also available just to get a couple more things. I guess we could have had more damage with the Overdraft? I forget. Were we exactly on
no,
one?
I think we only had 1 mana left.
Okay.
I wouldn't swear to it, but I think... all right, so that was a pretty effective turn. An 8/7 Death Rattle, a 12/12.
I don't think this Custodian's going to do it. Unfortunately, for Clarity, and that is game 1 going to Super Chicken. Quest Shaman taking the win. Not too surprising over the Freeze Shaman. I feel like this Freeze Elemental Shaman list is like the one I played, when the expansion dropped. Like the first, you just put everything that has Freeze in there, but except I had the Snowfall Guardians in there, and I didn't have all the tech that Clarity put in.
Yeah,
but,
and to your point, I don't think this is the matchup that Clarity was looking for. Like because that Quest Shaman has been beating up board decks since for always, it seems like. and now that you add Brucon of the Elements in there, it's just another way to continually clear boards and generate taunts and heal yourself. And just
but man, Multicaster, what a card for Shaman. I mean, we definitely seen it also used in Mage, but I like in Shaman, it's just so powerful. You have all these spell schools, Fire, You have nature. You have what's it called? What's that last one? Arcane, I guess. I
Arcane,
forgot.
yeah. The
Yeah,
Primordial Studies is
yeah,
Arcane.
yeah. So you have all these tools that you kind of want to be playing anyway, and then just the multicaster, just so powerful. I mean, we saw Super Chicken just tear through the deck,
Yeah.
and
Like,
Clarity's still at like 15 cards left when Super Chicken was out of cards.
yeah, that's a great point. Because and so many of the things that you'll generate off of, we didn't see it too much in that last game, but guidance will give you a bunch. There's um,
Mhm.
even if you don't have a fire spell in your hand, Molten Blast and all those cards that you don't play but come off of guidance. Yeah, just juice and multicaster. It's really good. So it looks like Clarity going to stick on that Elemental Shaman and up against Super Chicken's Fell Demon Hunter. Let me see if I see anything spicy in here. Magtheridon. Heck yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised by Clarity pushing for this Shaman once again. I think the Paladin gives you that free win, maybe, starts changing the momentum in your direction. You know, maybe Clarity is really hoping for the matchup into Thief Rogue. Maybe thinks they have some, you know, tech in there or something they feel can help them win that. I think it's still a tough matchup for this deck, especially without the board freezes. So I'm curious to hear, if Clarity does end up winning this, the line to continue to play the Shaman, and if not, maybe there was a different line there for Clarity. But for now, Super Chicken with that fell DH, I think also a pretty powerful matchup here. Going to be able to clear off the board. Had a choice there to take the 2 damage and deal 2 face, or just 1 damage face and not tank any damage. So going for the extra health over the damage here. I'm not sure about that one in this matchup. You have tons of healing. I mean, we already have the Talented Arcanist and Fellscream Blast in hand. That's just a huge clear on most boards. And if not, the Fellscream Blast, you have other options currently on hand, but the Arcanist with Immolation Aura will clear pretty much anything that Clarity can put down.
Oh,
And then
the
of course
Arid
the heal.
Stormer. So I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure out why they're emoting, and it's Clarity passed on an Arid Stormer, maybe.
Yeah, I suppose. I don't know that that's information you want to potentially be giving, but Clarity saying, you know what, I'm just playing it this way.
But you made a good point about the Talented Arcanist Fellscream Blast will clear up anything that's got 1, 2, or 3 health, and so it's not until you get to the Ice Stallions or Granite Forgeborn, etc., where it comes up a little short. But then you got Immolation Aura and stuff to clear boards.
Yeah, and we did draw it there as in addition to having that Arcanist. So pretty much any board here by Clarity that we can see in the deck can be dealt with.
And here's an interesting application of Frostbite really being awkward for Super Chicken. This is a debuff you just have to eat at some point. Immolation Aura going to eat it real cleanly, but for a while there, Expendable Performers was 9. that's a lot. Oh, Kurtrus getting buffed up. Wow, this is one of the better Kurtruses. Just a 2 5/4s on 6 against a board-based deck. And a 0-cost Fury. All kinds of opportunities for Super Chicken. How does Super Chicken want to clear this board?
Yeah, plenty of options. Gonna go with the Kurtrus. Just get it online. Able to keep one of the Fellbats alive as well. But critically, that Ashfallen's Fury, just such a powerful hero power, has both expendable performance in hand as well. So only Dreadeye missing and a little bit of mana to do the massive combo that can just deal tons and tons of damage. And Clarity being a board deck does not really have the opportunity to play around it. No real way to win the game otherwise. I think that's really, really the kicker here for Super Chicken, because as a board-based deck, Clarity does not have a choice. Has to play minions if they have the combo, and there's the Dreadeye, so only 2 turns away from essentially just sealing the deal. Just has to survive those 2 turns. Could even rip one of these performers now, saying, "Oh no, like I've used it. What are the chances I have the other one?" Maybe Clarity feels safe, although we shall see what Super Chicken decides to do here. A couple of different options. But ultimately, we have the win con in the hand, and Clarity does not have the deck that can afford to play around it, really. So,
yeah, you pretty much have to. Well, I hope Fellfire is card 30, and a Fellfire Deadeye. I hope both This is playing 2 copies, so I hope the Fellfire Deadeyes are card 29 and 30, because like you said, this particular Shaman has to win from the board. You're not gonna burn them out from hand.
Yeah.
With this, because as we mentioned at the top of the show, there's not even a pocket case where you successfully use Fireheart, Instructor Fireheart, because there's no Fireheart in here. This deck is constructed to win from the board.
Yeah, now just one turn away here. The clock continues to tick for Super Chicken. Clarity just trying to make a minimum board here, I guess. I'm not sure of the strategy. Now deciding, oh, right, Expendable Performance is a card. Maybe I need to play around the combo. But you can't win the game that way either. Really tough spot here for Clarity.
Definitely, and Super Chicken just can go about this.
Oh,
actually, just gonna go ahead
draw
and
the other
play
Threat
it.
Eye. Yeah, we did draw the other one, so might as well get some chip damage here. Big enough threat. You have the Fury as well.
Oh my gosh!
And it looks like maybe the Talented Arcanist and heal as well, just to build the biggest board. So even if the Performer's combo can't be played next turn, we may have lethal just through the board hero powers.
So what if I told you could heal all the way to 35 and deal, how much damage was that? Like 6 damage just from Kurtrus,
8,
and then of course
just from the Kurtrus, and then of course the 2 minions, another 2 chip damage.
And you put a Fellfire Deadeye as a threat you can't ignore. Just go ahead and throw one of those on the board. Oh man, there's the Ice Revenant.
Wild Cavern's not a frost spell.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. So not actually going to help that Ice Revenant very much at all. And now I think this should be it. Going to just make the full trades here, then play the Performers. And that should just be it. Just having to hero power throughout that process. Fury also available. We just got to sit back and watch Super Chicken hit that hero power button and swing 1/1s at minions.
And just not to beat this point to death, but Clarity could not afford to play around this happening. You mentioned at the deck selection phase that Clarity was probably hoping for the Rogue.
Yeah, this matchup's just hard. Yeah, if you have you can't do anything about this. You have to win before, and there was just not opportunity, and that's just going to do it. Super Chicken just maximizing, getting exactly, well, in this case, 1 over, but
going for the honorable kill.
Yes.
And you called it at the top of the show. Some concerns about this Shaman. The question is now, not only can the Shaman get a win, but as a corollary to that, or a follow-up to that, can you 3-0 Burgle Rogue?
Wow. Yeah. What a tough situation here for Clarity. I think maybe that leading with the Libram Paladin, I think had a pretty solid matchup into all of them. Even Thief Rogue, that matchup I think definitely can be a 50-50. So a little surprising not to see that come out first. We are going to bring it out now. So we'll have to see what Clarity's thinking. I'm really surprised. Why do we queue the Shaman twice if we weren't trying to hit the Rogue? I think was the best chance for the Shaman, but we gave up 2 wins playing it instead of this. I don't know.
Is it one of those like, you go sit in the corner, you think about what you did, Shaman deck, and you'll come back out when I call for you. And look, wow. Clarity playing post-nerf Iron Deep Trogs. They're sitting there in the opening hand.
Yeah, not a bad thing into this matchup. Although, oh man, all the tradables for Super Chicken. That's gonna help accelerate some of this potential. And yeah, trading away the Cutlass first, I like in this matchup. If you have the option, trade away your Cutlass over your Extortion. Extortion can potentially answer some really wacky things, like a Trog that maybe you can't answer with the weapon if it gets buffed.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
So Clarity, gonna just rip it though. Saw the Blackwater Cutlass says you probably don't have another answer for this.
Oh no.
Oh boy, and coining this out. Okay, so just going all in on this board. Gonna guarantee a minion survives. for the Libram of Wisdom. But yeah, there's that extortion. Gonna just answer that Trog here and allow for a nice swindle. Oh, surprise, I'm a rogue.
Wait, what? That was definitely a Rexar portrait. Also, Super Chicken actually traded away the other Cutlass. Just to, I'm sure that was just, wants to keep the cycle going and wants to be able to draw more cards. But
Yeah,
it's funny to see.
gold.
Yeah, and it's just funny to see one of the best answers get traded away. So then you play your Trog, you see that card traded away again.
Yeah.
And then extortion comes down.
Yeah.
And a 0-cost swindle. That's brutal to see.
Clarity able to continue. Oh, so choosing to Hero Power make the trade here instead of the Libram. Both kind of lines make sense. You do have the Devout Pupil, so getting those Librams down is also nice, but having a minion that they have to trade into, can't argue with that. We do have the Truth Seeker to discount these Librams very shortly, but we are a couple turns away. Blade Master Samura also available in the hand. Yeah, so if we instead of what we did, if we didn't Hero Power, we played the Libram of Wisdom, we would have had the opportunity to play the Devout People this turn, which is really what I was looking at.
Oh, yeah.
Because now we're kind of stuck. We could play Samuro. It clears off two things. Okay, now...
Finally an Attendant. Finally something with Aldor in the title.
Attendant will allow either both these Librams or a Hero Power along with one of Librams. Yeah. So we're going to play both here for clarity. That is going to discount the Devout People quite a lot. We probably... but again, now we can't even see it next turn. Even if this gets traded off and Aldor comes down and you play two more...
Evolving Missiles
at one. So yeah, I really think that one turn on when Clarity decided to Hero Power instead of playing the second Libram could have cost him. And instead, this time though, the Devolving Missiles, of course, really powerful answer for Super Chicken. There go the Librams that we were talking about, and not an easy way for Blade Master Samuro now to clear this board.
No, this is just like Truth Seeker and Hope. It seems like, or
yeah.
I guess you could Devout Pupil. If you wanted to, I guess there's also a Samuro Noble Mount combo you could go for, and that would clear out all.
No, unfortunately.
Oh, he won't take damage because he has Divine Shield. Oh, you're totally right. So, yeah, it's either Truth Seeker or Devout Pupil, which I guess you could do Devout Pupil Hero Power, or if you don't want to waste the Divine Shield on the Noble Mount, something like that. But I mean, now that, gosh, those two Librams of Wisdom being devolved away is such a drag, because this would have been great to stack up on this Truth Seeker. One of the Blackwater Cutlass is coming back, and Super Chicken's just going to rip a Secret Passage. Not happy with his hand, would like to find a different hand. Crucially, that hand that just got sent away has Mr. Smite in it for some
Wild Ball in the hand, going to be able to help clear this up, get through it a little bit better. Also with the Wicked Stab can just go the rest phase. Ooh, actually we drew a prize plunder, but no. How much damage do we played? 1, 2, 3 cards right now, so can get 3 damage off of it if you trade one of these 3/3s or a couple of 1/1s. Oh, now yeah, that also works. We'll do 4 damage. Trade the other 1/1.
Just 4, yeah.
Also works. A couple of different ways to get there with that hand, but this is going to be very tough for Clarity. Has to be pretty much only Hand of a Doll here. You have to find Hand of a Doll with the Blade Master Samuro can clear and keep you in this, but it's still going to be tough. Let's see, is it going to be the Hand of a Doll? That is not it, and I think that might just be the game. Let's see, Bannerman into the Devout People. We have we'd have a 5/6, so needs to trade in one of the 1/1s plus, Wild Paw Null and the 2/1, I guess. So you have 6 damage available, plus the Smite should just do it. So that would be lethal no matter what, I think.
If Bannerman, I'm trying to think if Bannerman can draw any creature that helps. Truth Seeker would help if it was about 5 mana cheaper. And yeah, I think oh my gosh,
right?
And an extortion off the top, so you can do like Wand Thief to pop the Divine Shield, extortion, send in one of your 3/3s, and just
plenty of options. That is going to be it. Only really needed the Smite even. and that is going to do it. 3-0 Super Chicken, continuing the undefeated season so far, winning the game and the series for the boys. For the boys, I guess.
For the boys. Wow.
For the boys. And what a win for Super Chicken. Clean sweep. The Shaman just not able to get there, and then bringing the Paladin only against the toughest of the three matchups, in my opinion, that we started with, just making things a little difficult for Clarity. And unfortunately, unable to get the win. But huge win for Super Chicken and squad. Going to keep them undefeated on the season and Super Chicken undefeated as well. So congratulations there. I'm assuming we'll try to get Chicken in here for a quick little...
There is no assuming, sir.
Okay. All right.
It's me. It's me.
It's happening.
Yeah, that was an interesting series to watch because we didn't get to see much of Clarity's. Obviously, we didn't get to see the Quest Rogue at all, and two cracks at that Shaman might have meant that it was going to be tough sledding no matter what. But enough speculation. I believe the Chicken of the Hour, Super Chicken, has come in here. Congratulations on a decisive 3-0 sweep, my friend.
Hi, thanks.
And so just take us through. I'd be interested in the Quest Shaman bring. Obviously, we got to see it really shine in that mirror match where you had your whole deck by, turn 10 or something like that, and just all kinds of super dope fireworks and stuff going off. What inspired you to bring that this week?
Yeah, Clarity doesn't, change up his lists too much week to week. I saw that he'd been bringing a lot of that shaman, like the kind of elemental free shaman, and then also the paladin was brought a lot. And those are two decks, or like those were his two archetypes that I thought would be kind of the easiest to target. And the Quest Shaman like lines up super well into both of those. And I've also been playing Quest Shaman a lot in like the Masters Tour qualifiers and having some success with it. So I was pretty comfortable bringing it.
Oh yeah, nothing like having reps on a deck, especially something that has, because I'm sure folks noticed you played extremely quickly, like decisively, and you have to when you're playing, double spells off guidance and double spells off charged calls and double draws off wind, right? Wind chills to then grab multi-casters and draw cards. Like it's not a deck that allows you to take your time, right? It's like you gotta know what your game plan is at second one.
Yeah, it definitely helps to understand like the deck and how it works as well, especially with the kind of quest completion breakpoints. So yeah, definitely. Like I'm someone who I think I just play fast no matter what, which can definitely hurt me sometimes. So yeah, it's definitely good for me specifically to get a lot of reps in when I'm bringing a deck.
Yeah, absolutely. It was definitely a nice matchup. Another thing I was curious about actually in the Shaman game, you were holding back those what are they called? The call, the one that summons based on your overload. Yeah, what is that one called? Charge call.
Charge call. Yeah.
So holding on to that for quite a while, even after you had completed, the Brukan quest and gotten Brukan down. Was that just, I thought maybe there was a chance to swing a little bit earlier, but you were playing very patiently and had a very large swing right at the end for the win. But what was the rationale there, kind of holding back a little bit? I think there was like one or two turns that it was available, maybe as like a 9 or a 10. It was pretty like on that cusp there, maybe 8 or 9. But
yeah, I think it was like available the turn before I played it. Like I'd had Brukan down there. I think I kind of went for a removal line there. Yeah, I definitely think both lines were pretty valid. I didn't really want to. I mean, I don't think there was like any removal that I guess could have punished not removing his stuff. But I guess I kind of just wanted to like basically just keep removing everything. Because I wasn't really too worried about getting outvalued. I felt like there was basically no way I could lose if I played it slow.
Yeah, I mean,
and
you
just
played
kept
like
removing stuff. But I also think,
almost 15 more cards,
yeah,
even just available. So
yeah, I definitely think that's a really valid point. Though I could have definitely maybe gone in with the charge call a bit earlier as well, and just closed out the game a turn earlier.
yeah, well, either way, definitely, certainly worked out. I was a little, you said you kind of expected those decks, and you definitely brought things that were pretty good into that. Were you expecting though the Shaman to come out first? I was really surprised by that from Clarity, knowing it was probably the toughest deck to get through of the three.
Yeah, that was a bit surprising. I was definitely most worried about him queuing the Rogue first. I think that's a bit of a close matchup between the Shaman and the Quest Rogue. So that was kind of what I was most worried about. And then also I was also kind of expecting the Paladin. I don't really see a way that he was getting his Shaman through that series. I think it had some pretty tough matchups overall.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely expected the Shaman to come like later on in the match.
Yeah, absolutely. We were talking about the Shaman a lot there as well. Especially that second matchup. Just as the fell DH into that, it just felt unwinnable. You can't play around the combo with the the expendable performers and the Dread Eye because the only way that the Shaman can win is via the board. So really, just kind of a like I have to win before the combo or I lose. And of course, you had the combo, had the early Kurtras to just keep chipping away as well. Really well played there, and felt like there was nothing the Shaman could do.
Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, if you get, I mean, Kurtrus on 6 was pretty. It was a pretty nice draw, obviously, and then coupled with that 2 card combo. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think it's pretty unwinnable for any sort of kind of aggro mid range deck without any over the top burst.
And then, of course, the burglary rogue, the thief rogue. Do you think? I mean, we saw just a display of raw power there, and obviously you had him gone extremely quickly. Do you think? Obviously, don't answer this if you don't want to give anything away. But do you think it survives the wild paw adjustments that are coming? Do you think the wild paw going down to 3/5 and costing 6, like all the adjustments that are currently coming to rogue, will it still be competition viable?
Yeah, I've definitely been thinking about that a lot. Um, I think Thief Rogue will probably be better off than Poison Rogue. I think the was it Cloak of Shadows? I think that
Yeah, it got
nerf
moved to
is
4.
I think
Yeah,
that nerf's going to be more impactful than the null nerf. It's hard to say, right? Because like even if you tone down a deck by like in win rate by like 1%, it drops like so significantly in power level,
yeah, true.
and like in bring rate and stuff. So I don't know. It's definitely it's always like to me it always feels like such a thin margin between whether like a deck's viable and not. But I mean, Rogue. I mean, it is, I guess, kind of important to remember that Rogue is like the best class by, I don't know, like a country mile right now. So I feel like these nerfs could just kind of bring Rogue in line with some of the other classes as opposed to kind of bring it out of the meta entirely. So I think Thief Rogue will probably stick around.
Bring it more in line with like a city mile or like a.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I guess I have a similar. Just do you have what are your thoughts on Encanter's Flow getting the coveted double nerf? So few cards. Unleash the Hounds. It joins an elite pantheon of cards that have been nerfed twice. Encanter's Flow moving to 4. Is it finally? Does that bring the end of
Is it
combo
dead
mage?
yet?
Yeah, I mean, was it the Caverns Below got nerfed twice and was still
Yeah,
around?
still around. Still, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, until it rotated out. But yeah, I think Mage might be in a worse spot. I don't know. It's also tough to say because like it's losing its worst matchup in Poison Rogue, but there's definitely still a lot of tough matchups for it around. Like obviously Hunter hasn't been touched, and Hunter with
Oh yeah.
Thief Rogue going probably falling out of the meta a decent bit. Face Hunter's gonna probably take a larger spot in the meta. So I don't know. And also, I think the flow nerf is pretty impactful because of those. I mean, the fact that you want to play it as early as possible and that putting your flow back by a turn,
Mm-hmm.
or just not being able to play with like removal or something on an early turn does make it really, really tough to play, especially against aggro decks. So
Yeah. 4 mana, no board impact is going to be a tough sell in
I
certain situations, like that face hunter you mentioned.
yeah, I don't know. I think I personally kind of hope it falls out of the meta because I just got swept on Mozaki Mage and Hero yesterday.
Oh no.
Is that maybe the nod there, the double Mizaki ban in this matchup?
Yep.
Yeah, did not want to play against that. So yeah, I'm gonna say hopefully it falls out of the meta.
Yeah, I feel that. I'm with you on that one. Does not feel interactive at all. When it does do its thing, it's just it feels yeah. Anyways, congratulations once again. Big win for your team, continuing the undefeated streak for yourself and for the boys. Um, definitely needed. Not at the bottom of the standings, but certainly even though undefeated, every week matters. It looks like you guys only played 3 weeks out of the 4, so in a comfortable spot, but definitely will enjoy getting the win.
Yeah, I think that this keeps us like second in the conference in like terms of points per week, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it's definitely a close race. Yeah, Pink's definitely pretty tough, and we have some tough opponents coming up. I think we play EU-NA next week, and then in the last week we play against Brushy Tuna. So some really really tough opponents ahead of us. But yeah, I mean, feeling pretty good about the season so far, and looking forward to our next matches.
Awesome, absolutely well done. And then why don't we start introducing our next match that's coming up here? Let Super Chicken go enjoy the rest of your night.
Thanks, Super Chicken. Have a good night,
Yeah,
guys.
thanks for having me.
You got it.
I feel like if there's
Right.
anyone who's going to appreciate the winner chicken dinner, it's got to be Super Chicken, right?
Definitely.
And things of that nature.
It came out, my end.
I was waiting for the moment.
We had the conversation in the green room per se, and things of that nature. So, things of that nature is going to be the theme for the night.
The
So,
theme of the evening, yes.
Mhm.
so
Things of
And
this
so-
nature under the sea. Yes, next match. We're now moving to the Legacy Series, the Gold Conference matchup between Two Fly of Team Fish and Eternal of Agent PEE's Golden Showers. The 4 brings are Demon Hunter, Druid, Rogue, and Shaman for Two Fly, and Druid, Hunter, Paladin, Rogue for Eternal. So some deviation, but of course this is a closed deck format, so you can go for you're not you don't exactly know, like especially with Rogue. I mean, we saw in that last particular series, you can bring Rogue, and it can be that high tempo quest Rogue, or also a high tempo Burgle Rogue, but it's a little bit of a different kind of game, a little bit of a different.
and then of course
playstyle.
Poison Rogue also
Right.
an option. Yeah, I mean with these classes, it's going to be hard to predict everything. Hunter probably being face hunter for Eternal, Paladin most likely Libram, but there are alternative options. And especially in these closed deckless formats, sometimes they can really come into play. Something like Buff Paladin. Rogue, we already talked about. Shaman for Two Fly. Again, one of those really, variable classes. So many options there, going from the Bolner OTK we talked about, the Quest Shaman we saw, any version of Elemental Shaman, now whether it be Freeze or Aggro. Burn Shaman, of course, being popular higher on ladder as well.
Doomhammer and friends.
Yeah, Doomhammer and friends, of course.
Yep.
So many different options there. I'm really curious to see what that Shaman ends up being, and then Druid as well. Both players bringing a Druid.
Oh my gosh! Please, one time.
Those aggressive variants. You can have the Beast or Aggro Druid to something like Ramp or Cthulhu, or there's even a Quest Druid going around that could make an appearance. We'll have to wait and see.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Quest Druid starting to. I haven't had a chance to try it out yet, but I've wanted to give that a try. Where it's the most expensive card is Guff, and then you play the Cold Tooth Mines, so you always have Guff on 5. Yeah, basically you have 3. There's 3 cards in your deck that if you draw them, you have Guff on 5. Guff himself, and then 2 copies of the Mines. And then if you already have Guff, you can just guarantee yourself Lightning Blooms basically by picking low. It's interesting. I don't know how. Like I said, I haven't had a chance to actually like get behind the wheel and try it out, but I'm intrigued and I'd like to play it. Also, you mentioned Ramp Druid, and if we get to see some Yogg-Saron, I'll be so happy.
There's a couple of variations there. There's like the two different old gods.
Yep.
Druid. There's Clown Druid. There's just like the standard more Anaconda Druid, although I think that one's kind of falling out of favor these days a little bit. But yeah, there's quite a few Ramp Druid options, and into certain matchups they make a lot of sense. Into this matchup might be a little bit trickier. I know we're facing a Hunter. We're facing the Libram Paladin. Decks that can really give it trouble early on, and it doesn't have the best early game tools. Obviously, the Rogue, of course, being pretty tricky. So maybe you won't see it this time around, at least for Eternal, or no, for 2-Fly, but maybe Eternal. Eternal could feel a little bit more comfortable bringing it into that lineup. And I forgot to mention the Demon Hunter for 2-Fly. Fell Demon Hunter being the most popular, but there are a couple of different variants. Quest Demon Hunter still around with the brutes, although less common in those lower seeds. I think high, ladder legend players sometimes like to bring it a little bit more.
Is anybody still playing Death Rattle Demon Hunter? Or is that totally fallen out? I feel like I haven't seen it in a while.
I haven't seen it at all.
Yeah,
but
I'm
sure people are still playing it. I haven't seen it at all. Like none.
Yeah, it seems like it just lost. I mean, I guess especially with the rise of Freeze Shaman and things that were able to just dominate the board. That's another one of those decks that has to win from the board, and so if someone has a Kurtrus, we saw what happens if you play a board against Kurtrus, Fellfire, Deadeye, and Expendable Performers. You just get blown up from any amount of health. Like you just can't. So it doesn't seem like it has a great spot, but all the cards that make it powerful are still powerful. It's just, can you dodge? Is this? Actually, 2-Fly has both the Demon Hunter and the Shaman, and no Shaman on Eternal side at all. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be Death Metal.
I don't think so. I was just thinking about like it just seems like the meta right now is just not very friendly to any sort of curve deck. Like just general curve stone, play minions on curve and just play cards like that. There's just so many decks that have big giant swing turns. Even like decks that are kind of playing curve stone for a bit, like Beast Druid, have massive swing turns that can just win the board in one turn. They combo their oracles with the matriarchs or park panthers or owls or something and just get a huge board swing. And same thing with Rogue. The different thief rogues kind of do a little bit of tempo-y stuff and then have big swings with with their nulls and with the double agents, and then just win board that way and kind of chip away.
Not to mention big scabs. Just you finally get a head on board, and then bam, you get vanished, and they've got 2 stealth 4/2s.
So we do have bans in now. So
so
we got 2-Fly banning Rogue, and we got Eternal banning Druid.
Okay.
Oh, a Druid ban! Wow, leaving up Demon Hunter and Rogue and Shaman.
Yeah, Demon Hunter, I think, gonna be tough for Eternal. I'm just looking at the lineup remaining. Druid, Hunter, Paladin, that seems pretty nice for the Demon Hunter, especially if they're kind of board-based decks. You have quite a lot of removable with the Fel DH, and of course that inevitability we talked about in the last series. And we'll see what happens here, but the Paladin being the only one I think that can maybe get an edge if it gets on the board quickly.
Yeah, that's another one that is. It can feel kind of curvy, but it still has just like you want to play your Aldor on 1, Hand of a Doll on 2, Bannerman on 3, but then it just keeps doing like as it's doing it better than everyone else. Like it's just the Aldor Truth Seeker comes down, and then it also gets +2/+2 from your 2 or more Librams from your 2 Librams of Wisdom, and then like Devout Pupil costs 0, and then Varian has Rush and Divine Shield and Taunt and draws 3 cards, like Libram of Hope, and then it all comes back with Liadrin. So it's even. I was trying to find other curve decks to reinforce your point, but really that one is just another.
Yeah, I think just
Another
like
one.
Libram, I guess Quest Warrior, but again, the only sort of curve decks that exist now have some sort of big bomb inevitability or something they can do beyond just curving out, because that eventually just doesn't work. Like Quest Warrior has, of course, the quest completion, which keeps generating value that you don't have to, you run out of cards otherwise, or you run out of tools. In Libram Paladin, you have Liadrin, you have Cariel. You have ways to generate more resources or buff the current resources, and of course, obviously, the weapon being really powerful for Cariel. So those being the only ones I can really think of that are still kind of in the meta right now, that just curve out and beat you with actual cards versus some wacky combos. I guess Face Hunter, but that's aggro. Aggro still exists. Aggro is always going to exist. If it can hit you in the face with spells and minions, and even that's not really curve stone. You're not playing a ton of minions with Face Hunter.
Yeah, there comes a point after turn 2 or 3 where you concede the board and, if they have any board generation, and then you just transition into trying to do like Rhino damage, piercing shot damage, that kind of stuff. You think there's any chance this is a Quest Hunter? Does this ban? I can't imagine it's a Quest Hunter. I'm trying to think of.
If you're banning Druid, definitely not, right? I feel like Quest Hunter, you're hoping for some sort of aggro Druid Beast or aggro, and then Quest Hunter, I think, is better into that than Face Hunter. So that would be maybe the situation. I'm not sure though. I think that makes sense to me. Someone in chat can tell me I'm wrong, but that's fine.
They also feel confident that
they always do.
I definitely feel confident. I've been trying. I really enjoy playing Quest Paladin, but I wouldn't bring it to a fight where points were on the line. It's really fun, but I'm winning like 40% of the time.
Hey, you never know. Maybe you look at the stats and it just lines up perfectly into what you expect. And
oh, true, yeah.
There's a world where we're all playing it right now.
Yeah, it's just bridges and dudes on bridges.
Dudes on bridges.
So we're just waiting for Eternal and Two Fly to jump into the game, and just for our viewers, we're going to have Eternal at the bottom of the screen, or first to spectate for our casters, and Two Fly will be at the top.
I think
I don't think I have Eternal actually.
Eternal number sign 13131. Yeah. Here he is.
Yeah, hopefully they accept my request here soon.
So it's going to be Mage versus Shaman to start. Oh, I'm sorry. It's going to be Rogue versus Shaman to start. No, my gosh, Maestro, you trickster! Didn't even bring
fooled.
Mage. Oh man, I got okey doked. Wait a minute, Shadowcrafter Scabs swindle reconnaissance. This isn't a Mage at all.
All right, Eternal. Come on, accept it. Let me see your cards. All right, you're just gonna have to tell me what Eternal has.
Yep, I actually can't see Eternal's hand either. I'm getting not because so I have on the friends list, but I'm getting the game you attempted to spectate is full error. Even though I'm able to see Two Fly's hand, I actually can't see Eternal's hand.
Huh.
So, I can tell you that Two Fly has Wicked Stab, Shadow Step, Reconnaissance in the opening hand.
Yeah, I got that. And now the Viper available to start cycling. That's always nice, finding a tradable early on. With that Viper and the Plunder, I'd lean towards Classic Thief Rogue.
Yeah. Is this I'm going to try restarting my Hearthstone client and just see if it...
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Saka, can you message Eternal just to accept as well? Appreciate it.
Yeah, I don't know. Eternal's accepted, but I just can't see it. So I'm going to try hit it with the old power cycle, things of that nature.
Things of that nature, indeed. And the hero power coming in clutch here for Two Fly gets 1 ping damage with the Fire Blast.
It's just so funny like that. Yeah.
All right, has a choice here. Could try to get the Swindle active, but would, of course, reveal the ruse here that we're all aware of. But
Yeah, I'm just kind of so Two Fly banned the Rogue.
Eternal is playing Shaman. Or is Eternal also playing Rogue?
Yeah, Eternal's playing Rogue.
Oh,
we
yeah, that's a
cannot
Shaman.
See it. We cannot see.
I got actually okey doked.
Well, I can't even see the cards. I assume
Yeah.
there's a Shaman in the list. Oh no, Two Fly has the Shaman.
Two
Fly
Fly
has the Shaman.
Two Fly has
Oh,
the Shaman.
no. Yeah, that's not right. Something's wrong here.
Something went weird. So
Is it even
Correct.
Eternal?
Is it even Eternal? We've been duped.
I've been had. Who's behind me? Where are you, Ashton?
Yeah, that's right. So Eternal's supposed to be rock and rolling with a Druid Hunter
and Paladin.
with his
Yeah, Druid Hunter
Rogue
Paladin.
band.
So I believe that's a game win, right, for Two Fly. So the Rogue is through. I think that was inevitable anyway. But
it all depends between the players if they agree to kind of do the thing.
do the thing.
Basically, Two Fly didn't care if there wasn't too much revealed. That kind of deal. I don't know. I've seen.
Sure, I mean it reveals the queue a little bit. I think whatever the players feel comfortable. I'm not going to tell them how to
So that's what's going to
rep
happen.
this.
Two Fly gets a game win with the Rogue miscue. So
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. I think it was going to get through anyway, but Eternal can just shake that off now. Got the Druid Hunter Paladin, Rogue's out of the way. That was that might happen anyway. So only the Demon Hunter and the Shaman there for Two Fly. Let's see what comes out now. Two Fly gonna run with the Shaman Paladin there for Eternal, and that is on the list. Double checking now. It is available. It is on the list, and what are we thinking? I still can't see the hand. Don't have Eternal just yet. But
I have Eternal. I'm not sure what's going on with the client here. It just won't let me.
It's been doing
let me
some weird things. It's not just you, buddy.
Okay, so we get to play. It's kind of like we get to see we're going to get to live Two Fly's perspective on this one because it's a quest shaman for Two Fly. Interesting. I just got back into the game, so now I can see what's going on. Shaman versus Paladin. I'm interested to see what kind of Paladin it is. I mean, it's probably Libram. If it's not Libram, that will be surprising. But
all right, what I'm going to do, my head down to help you is to show my screen.
Yeah, that's a good idea. As long as you can see it, that's the most important, obviously, for the stream. I will, I'll spectate you to just get. Okay, there we go. Nice. All right, so Libram Paladin would be confirmed here, and I'm sure we'll find that out for sure with this next card played here from Eternal. Let's see what Eternal decides to do. Just thinking this one out.
So it looks like... Oh, yeah, there's Varian Wren at the top end. Yeah.
And Aldor attended coming down. I think Eternal may be considering the Coin Knight as well. Just thinking about different options. Two Fly. Able to do that. Noble Mount going to be a really nice trade here. If we want to go that direction for Eternal.
Wonder about the timing on this Samuro. I was just trying to remember. So the amount of board that this quest shaman is going to generate.
Okay. So Eternal agreeing with the Noble Mount, saying, I'm just going to go face. Make them do the trade. I'm not too worried. But going to be answered with a Wind Chill, it looks like.
Perpetual Flame coming into hand is going to be tricky to use as well in this particular matchup because we're going to be Divine Shields and big health. Oh, spending a Lightning Bolt to clear the Divine Shield.
Whoa, slow down.
What is happening?
We are using every resource we've got. Double freezing. We're just saying, I want to cycle. I want to get my cards. I'm going to accelerate this quest as fast as possible. have the Perpetual Flame. I got rid of the Divine Shield. I can make a trade, get a nice Perpetual Flame here. Look, all set up. We can lightning bolt even if we want to keep the 3/2. Yeah, lightning bolt, Perpetual Flame, free up all our mana, go face for 3. Working out pretty nicely here for 2-fly. I think a very aggressive turn. Oh, right, of course, that's spawn, so that's actually going to stop the combo, but we do get our mana back.
Yeah.
There was a chance we could have cleared one more minion.
And the way that this came out, I mean, it's sort of the middling result, right? Because
Yeah.
the mount came out and then stopped the chain. But this also just means that the Sleepbreaker was going to be dead on board, and Eternal's just going to be able to really build up a board.
Yeah, but not playing around that second Perpetual Flame. I guess seeing the first one saying the second one's not going to be here.
True.
There was a way, to play around it by buffing the 1/3 instead.
Mm-hmm.
But now a bunch of 3 health minions, or 3 or less, this Perpetual Flame can come down. So can the over if we want to get our mana back next turn, right? Because we're going to overload for 3, 4 here, so we can overdraft next turn for our mana back.
Oh yeah, and we still get it. Oh my gosh, it's a Kolkar pack runner.
Wow. Okay, wrong order. Should have went with the Serpent Shrine first.
Yeah, a clear buff to Serpent Shrine Portal, the mana adjustment to Kolkar pack runner. And as
we're
you mentioned,
able to come down though and get a nice clear with this Libram. So a little back and forth here from both players.
And just really good for 2-fly. Going to have 2 mana next turn, but going to be able to overdraft to get 4 of those mana crystals back. And that's all. 2-fly has issued a declaration of intent. All of this damage has been heading downtown.
Yeah, 14 health now for Eternal. Gonna really just be hoping to find one of those Libram of Hopes. Those are going to keep Eternal in this one. 1 turn away from playing the Varian, though, with the coin. Does have Barov Broom. It looks like we're eyeing here. Can buff the Broom if we want, and then play Devout People after we've done the trade. Hand of a Doll also available. Can buff the Broom as well. Just make a nice juicy Broom that can survive this AoE. And Libram coming down as well. Yeah, make the trade. Libram of Wisdom. I'd like coming down. And there goes the Devout People. And we have a nice coin variant next turn. So looking pretty good here for Eternal. 2-fly. Getting close to finishing that quest. Only one mini quest left, whatever you call it.
Yeah, just really need to find one of those. We talked about how good multicaster is in Shaman. 2-fly could really use a multicaster right here.
Yeah.
Like you said, the reload coming off this Varian is going to be. I actually don't know if there's any rushers left. A Broomstick and Samuro have already come and gone. Are there 2 Broomsticks?
Yeah, usually 2. So I should have everything.
So yeah, this is the all-you-can-eat Varian.
Yeah. We still have plenty of Divine Shields. We got some taunts and the other Broom. Plus, what's her name? Also has Rush.
Cariel has Roam. Yeah, you're right. Or Cariel also has Rush.
Cariel does Roam, certainly.
Yes, she does. And fast.
Does. Very fast.
And, I mean, yeah, so Eternal taking control of the board. As you mentioned, only 14 life remain. There's a multicaster, so can draw some resources, but this is a lot of board business going on here.
Yeah, need to find another wind chill here, I think, is what we want to slow things down a little bit. Also, we'll see. Maybe this list is running the big freeze guys, although I don't know that it's normally run in this deck.
Oh, yeah, the Snowfall.
Snowfall Guardians, yeah.
Guardians. Interesting. Reaching for the Novice Zapper, potentially. Instead going to go for... Oh, these are some interesting choices. Obviously, if you're on a burn plan, Imprisoned Phoenix provides a lot of spell damage, but perhaps too far down the line. Guild Trader gives it to you right now for more mana.
Yeah, so we're looking to just complete the quest, get our Brukan out next turn. We will have enough mana to Brukan and Overdraft, so Pretty good heads-up play, but we are staring at 15 damage. Let's see what Eternal decides to do. There is a broom on the other side, so anything played can charge in and clear up this board.
Yeah. Not to mention trying to see if there are any buffs left for this Vindicator to draw that we see in the hand.
There should be. There should be, right? We've only seen...
Oh, there's a
We
Libram
saw
of Wisdom,
2
at
Hand of
least.
Dolls, 2 Wisdoms. There should be 1 more Wisdom, 1 more Noble Mount, probably.
Oh, yeah. So plenty of good stuff for this Vindicator to draw and potentially increase that damage even further.
There's that second Libram.
That's interesting, putting it on the Carial Rome. So just going to go ahead and use the rush effect on the Broom and Vindicator. Oh, actually, just going to trade in a Divine Shield instead. Never mind. And just go ahead and keep as wide a board as possible. Going into 2 flies Brucon Overdraft turn. And I like presenting maximum pressure on quest completion turns, just because it makes it... Anything you can do to make it awkward to play a 5-mana 7/7 is just good, right? Because you know that they have Brucon and you know they want to play it. It's the big payoff for all the hassle they've done. So just make it as uncomfortable as possible.
Oh, wow. So we are not going for that play. Because we could have Bruconed Overdraft and Serpent Shrine does 6. Would that have been enough to clear enough off the board? That's the question. I didn't actually do the math, but Serpent Shrine can do 6, so that would have been 6 damage. Overdraft would have been 3
plus 1.
1.
Oh, no, there's no spell. No, there was no spell damage, actually. So it would have been just 3.
But now, just gonna... Okay.
That's a pretty weak
yeah, that's not what you want to be doing.
A clear nerf to Serpent Shrine Portal, the adjustment on Mindrender Elusia. Lady Liadrin coming into hand, so Eternal not out of gas. This 3-card hand represents a whole lot of possibilities.
How many Wisdoms have we played? I think 5? So how much
I
damage
think
are
you're
we
right.
looking at? That's 15, so that's 20 damage available. Not quite lethal just yet.
But tantalizingly close.
Very tantalizing, and we're going for it.
There's some dolls in here.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we had a doll that was only 22, right? So yeah, we're still just short. Because we could have dolled instead of playing the McGurgle.
Oh, yeah.
But again, would have been just short.
I'm interested to see... Okay, so actually just not going to play around a potential... Well, it's tough to say what the best way to play around a potential devolving missiles is, right? Because you go wide, that's one layer of defense, but then do you spread out your Librams so like a low number is more likely to get hit, or do you stack it all up so that you go if they want a devolving missile?
Probably go wide. It depends on what you think they might have as an answer, but this not going to be it. Lightning Bloom coming out though. Gonna allow for quite a lot of mana. It's gonna have to be this Fireheart coming in clutch. What do we get? Torrent should be 1. That does help things out a little bit. Keep things going.
Fortunately, it goes off twice because 8 damage is just not good enough. It needs to be 8 damage twice.
Ooh, Lightning Blue. Oh, okay. Lightning Bolt. How much damage is that? We're looking at 6 damage face right now. So looking for maybe just bolt on bolt. We get another bolt. That'll do it. Torrent is another option. Just keep cycling. Does clear off. We could get the lethal here. What are our options? Fireheart, can you do it?
Hold on. First, Eternal's got to do a lot of reading.
Yeah,
a lot of reading. Okay, here we go.
Oh, Frostbite available. Oh, that's not going to quite be it, but does clear off another. Oh, that's not quite it.
Oh my gosh, are we 1 off with the Elusia attack? We're 1 off with the Elusia attack. Wow. And let me do some quick math here. 4 minus 6. Yeah. That'll do it.
Eternal, razor thin margin there, getting the win. Able to swing things back over that little bit of a misplay early on with the miscube. Now we're back to 1-1. 2 decks remaining for both players. Druid and Hunter for Eternal.
Gosh, that was so close.
Shaman, and Demon Hunter.
I'm trying to think if there was was there a way, obviously with the benefit of seeing all the hands and hindsight and everything, was there a way that that two fly gets there? Whenever this happens to me every time when I'm one off, it's like, could I not find? Was there one damage somewhere in this game that I skipped for some reason, and was that the difference maker? That's crazy. And also at the very end of that huge Fireheart run, a tidal wave was offered. Obviously, totally unplayable. 8 mana. There's only 2 mana left, but a tidal wave all of a sudden maybe keeps two fly in the game for another couple of turns. Just to really let that quest actually take hold and start paying for itself.
Yeah, absolutely. But now two fly just saying, I'm going to rip this Shaman again. Druid coming out for Eternal. Let's see what kind of Druid we are looking at. It looks to be Beast Druid. Has the Matriarch, Peasant, Moonlit Guidance, and Living Seed. So this looks to be the more standard version, not the orange version or whatever.
Yeah, Living Seed. Peasant has just managed to really hang on in all the lists. The Peasant, it's just a 2/1 that you have to remove. You just can't leave. And if a Peasant ever gets to draw like 1, 2, if it ever gets to draw 2 or 3 cards, you're just having a great time.
Yeah, so Peasant coming down turn 1 here for Eternal. No answer for two fly in the hand, or no obvious answer. Could go for some weird Bloom, Serpent Shrine, like Overdraft. I think it's too much of a commit here.
Yeah. What's the power? So I haven't actually had the chance to try out this particular version of Druid either. What's the power spike in here? Obviously, you mentioned Matriarch being extremely cheap. As you play Beasts, Umbral Owls can become extremely cheap. Is that how you win the game? Or I guess how do you end up eventually winning the game as this Druid?
Yeah, you just kind of chip away as things are going, and then you have giant swing turns with the Oracles, and like you said, the Matriarch, the Umbral Owls, really powerful boards, and then you give them composting, and then you get the rest of your deck, and you win just by sheer number of resources, and then you just go face and have the Arbor up to clean things out towards the end as well.
Gosh, Umbral Owl already down to 5 mana available for Eternal.
Yeah, I've been seeing this package runner a lot recently, just coming out of these Serpent Shrine portals, but unfortunately not going to have 8 cards in the hand for quite a while, so kind of just a dead card.
I was just going to say, it's a wonderful card to see a 5/6, but if it can't do nothing.
But right. Eternal saying, I don't care if I think maybe you can get 8 cards this game. I'm actually surprised by those trades.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess it was kind of free, but and you're playing around the flame, but I'm a little surprised to see such a commitment there to a minion that is never going to be able to attack.
So this is interesting, just trying to maneuver
Enchanted Cauldron.
Oh, that's what's that? The spell burst. Get a creature of the same cost as the spell that activates the spell burst.
It's cast a random spell of the same cost. So
cast a random spell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Look at that grin. Look at that mischievous grin.
Very mischievous.
An interesting side effect of this particular Druid list is there are no 4-cost cards in it, so you can just play Kazakus and get some golems if you want. What was that?
I said, or things of that nature.
or things of that nature.
Certainly, yeah. I mean, there are lists that run Park Panther. It depends, I think, more on the meta, what makes more sense. This does allow you to sneak in Ghidra as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's either Kazakus and Ghidra or double Park Panther, depending on what you're seeing. If you're seeing a lot of aggressive early board decks, Park Panther is just so strong at swinging those. But otherwise, Kazakus obviously has a ton of power, and then Ghidra can be really powerful as well. So depends on your flavor. Both viable options. Two fly though, able to get a pretty powerful spell burst there as well to clear off some minions. And a nice forward drop. Not a bad forward drop there with the taunted Yeti.
Yeah, those are some pretty good choices available. The Circus, Amalgam, as you mentioned, the Groundskeeper. But this is just rush 5/5s. It's just coming on down on turn 5. And you don't have to worry about clearing the Cauldron anymore. The spell burst has been used up. That coordinated strike has already come and gone. So the let's see, it looks like a Feral Spirit drawn. I'm interested to see how long we hold on to this multicaster. What have we played so far? Just a charged call. That's a nature spell. Lightning Bloom. That's another nature spell.
Just nature spells so far this game. We haven't found our arcane or our fire spells yet. So, Frost Spell also available. Of course, yeah, Frost Spells are plentiful as well in this in Shaman these days. So, has potential to draw quite a few cards. Lightning Bolt coming out off of the Fireheart, able to get a nice board clear here and a guidance to accelerate the quest. Pretty good result there from a turn 6 Fireheart.
Yeah,
3 spells played. Or 2 spells played. Yeah, 3 spells played. Yeah.
3, yeah, because there was the Torrent, the Lightning Bolt, the investment opportunity. Yeah, just the. All right. So Ivus the Forest Lord, Composting, and Peasant, the options. I know you mentioned composting earlier, but you need a board.
Okay. I mean, I kind of like getting a second Ivus, but also pretty solid result here. Can play another Guidance and. I guess. What are we looking at? Our kennels? Sure.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that Peasant went ahead and just.
Oh, let's get another Oracle. We got the Umbral Owl already low enough.
Oh, that's right. Because now that Umbral Owl costs 2, we can do it.
Okay. Instead, we're gonna go to draw our Infestation and still not be able to play Owl. I'm not loving that turn in the end, but we still got a lot of resources. We have a big swing coming with the Umbral Owl Peasant. Cub and Arbor Up available.
And now, I mean, this Peasant, this is Peasant kind of reminds me of Manatide Totem and other things where it's just you have to remove it, and so we're gonna actually see the Canal Slogger come down to clear the Peasant. A lowly 1/1 or a lowly 2/1, just it cannot stay on the board.
Yeah,
now 2-fly actually ahead on
Oracle. Oh man, Oracle would have been so nice here. We have Owl, we have the Living Seed as well. We could have drawn maybe another Owl or Matriarch. We would have had mana to play it. Oh, I'm regretting that Oracle. Oh man, we could have gotten four Umbral Owls on the board right now, won the board, and played some more minions. 2 peasants. I guess was it the peasant we took over the Oracle? So not 2 peasants, but could have played something else in addition. But instead, just going to have to get some value trades and maybe Hero Power the 6/1 just to win the board here.
Yeah. Actually reaching for the Peasant. So maybe a Peasant Marsual Cub.
Yeah, just trying to set up for an Arbor Up. I am scared of we do see it's Quest Shaman, so of course we know. Or we should be aware of the potential for Quest Shaman. We haven't seen it yet this game, but Quest Shaman, of course, notorious for the flame. I'm losing.
Oh yeah, the Perpetual Flame.
Perpetual Flame. Yeah.
And that would absolutely. Oh my gosh! It actually. There's a Tidal Wave also sitting in hand, not playable this turn, even though it is turn 8. But next turn, this Tidal Wave, alongside a Novice Zapper, can just.
Wow.
It can undo a lot of damage.
Oh man, I don't know. I think I would have multicaster to look for the Perpetual Flame. Perpetual Flame just wins the game if you don't. Now Arbor Up is just going to be so tough. It's going to make value trades happen. It's going to push a ton of damage. Yeah, I guess you have the Tidal Wave though to answer next turn, but you've locked your Mana Crystals once more, so you're overloaded. You can't even play it next turn.
Yeah, next turn's going to have to be. We still haven't played any other types, right? It's still nature. I was going to say,
nature, yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. Okay, well, so it is just going to be one draw, I guess, next turn. Like you said, locked from 9 to 7 mana next turn. Does not hit the Arbor Up though. Eternal not able to. Oh, actually, what am I saying?
No, it was in the hand.
It's right there. It's in the hand. That's right. It's
why
right
I've been
there.
talking about it because it's just been sitting there.
Yeah, I was looking at Two Fly's hands.
Oh
Like, and
no,
he doesn't
I
have
want to
an
hit. I want to connect 6 to face. Don't make that trade. Okay.
arm?
All right.
Surprisingly, the Shaman didn't have a copy of Arbor up in their hand. That's weird.
Oh, and Matriarch coming down as well. That will put a wrench in a potential Perpetual Flame. It could whiff if we do
True.
find it. There's a chance now that it can whiff with that play, but gonna really have to be that Perpetual Flame. Lightning Bloom does allow finally for this tidal wave, though. What a pickup! That will clear off most of this board. That might just be the swing that Two Fly needed. I was really starting to worry on this side, but able to find it. The Matriarch already played as well. Wow. And full health. Welcome to the start of the game. Composting now found for Eternal does mean we can just play our whole hand in composting and just say, okay, I'll do a new board. Let's get a new board here. We still have another Matriarch, and we still have the Oracles, so we can get a big board that way. Let's just draw.
Run it back.
And let's try again.
Oh.
And I assume we go ahead and set up the composting. Says, just in case the next draw is a Perpetual Flame or something. Obviously, we're not going to be able to attach it to the little cub, but.
All right, Brukan coming down. Guidance gonna play twice here. It has 2 chances of finding answers this way. There goes the first one, and there it is.
Ooh.
Perpetual Flame. Could have taken both. I'm surprised we didn't take both there. Why not? But Perpetual Flame does come out and is going to make this really, really tough for the Druid. On the other side, though, Guff found composting, Druid of the Reef, and Kennels. Not really going to be enough here just yet, but Guff can come down, draw another card.
Yeah, and actually, Eternal down to 7 cards left in deck. There's the other Arbor up, but not a ton of cards left. As you mentioned, the 2 Owls, 1 Matriarch, all used up already, as well as the Kazakus column. So there's Ibis. That's a potentially big threat. Once all the mana crystals refresh.
That is also something nice to combo with the Oracle. Can really just win a game if there's no answer on the other side. So that might be the route here. But for now, already have 1 Kennels up, so can't set up another one. Can use the Infestation just to try to get more on the board. Looks like we are going that direction.
It also is just really funny to how vulnerable Ibis is to being devolved.
Yep.
It's just immediately Murloc Tiny Fin. Just a big old, 17/17 Rush Taunt Divine Shield monster into a Tiny Fin.
All right. Well, on the other side of things, and no mana to play with this turn.
That's 3 mana. Yikes.
Gonna go for the Wind Fury, though, it looks like, and maybe Wind Chill just to draw a couple cards.
Yeah, by contrast, Two Fly, 14 cards left in deck at the start. So finds a multicaster, finds a charged call.
Yeah, that might seal it next turn if there is no Oracle off the top here. Has to be the Oracle. There it is. And Oracle Ibis can come down here to try to win the board and maybe the game. Let's see it.
Here we go.
Okay, we want some 1/1s along with the. I mean, it's just one less evolve thing on the Ibis. It's not too bad.
True.
It just gives you a wider board for Arbor up next turn if they can't deal with it. Yeah, it's got to be Ibis. It's got to be Ibis. Oh wow! Come on.
Wait, why?
We don't want the biggest Ibis. Composting with how many cards left? We will draw our whole deck if we compost.
There's only 5 cards left in deck. It's got to be Ibis, right? This puts us in fatigue. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
And this, I mean, it's going to be Ibis. It was just a matter of which one, but now, not even getting Divine Shield or Rush gets a big Ibis. But you're just limiting your revolves. We used, I think, too many things there. Composting probably didn't need to come down. We could have had 2 more chances at getting Divine Shield or Rush there, which would have been really, really nice. But now instead, we still have Wind Chill on one side. We have so many Lightning Bolts. We have Novice Zapper. How much damage can we get here? Charge Call just going to come down, though, instead. Whoa, just going in. And the Rabbit's going to be huge here. and a taunt. That should probably seal the deal. I don't think Arbor Up is going to be enough. There's the Ghidra Arbor Up. Can it come down, though?
What the heck is
Next
this?
turn.
Yeah.
Oh, is this just lethal? Oh, yeah, because this has Wind Fury, right? So that's 14. Oh, just go face. Just go face. That was lethal, right? 14 plus 12.
14 plus 6 plus 6.
We had 3 lightning bolts, right?
Oh, and a
Oh, no, we
pile of
had 2
novice
lightning
zappers.
bolts. We had 2 lightning bolts and a novice zapper. That could have been 8 from each one of those at 16 plus the 14. That would have been lethal. We unfortunately missed it, but it's probably not going to be a concern here for 2 fly. Just plenty of damage available. We have triple zapper, double lightning bolt, and serpentine porter for tons and tons of damage next turn. Matriarch not going to be enough to stop things. Thorngrove Sentries plus Skeeger Arbor Up, I guess, is the play, and there should just be enough from hand. I'm surprised. We missed out a little bit last turn, but now
I mean, the amount of burn damage, right? Because Vosh for 1, and then Zapper for 1, Zapper for 1, Zapper for 1, 2 double lightning bolts, and a Serpentine portal. If that's not enough, 1, 2, 3, 4,
2, 3,
6, 7, 8, and that's only 9
4
mana.
spell damage. It's 4 spell damage, so each lightning bolt does 14. Plus the Serpentine does another 14.
That's 28 in lightning bolts already.
Yeah. I think we're probably okay for 2 fly, but I'm pretty sure missed a lethal there last turn. Not too big of a deal, though. Able to come back, get the win here for 2 fly. Shaman gets through. Beast Druid still remaining for Eternal now, as long as 2 fly does see the line. I'm sure 2 fly does at this point. Yeah, here we go. Zapper. A little bit of a misplay there, not playing the Lady Vosh first. It doesn't really matter. But we had the double discount, I believe, so Lady Vosh was 1.
Yeah, Lady Vosh was 1.
We wasted 1 mana. But again, doesn't matter. Had enough mana to do it all. Double Lightning Bolt. Has the Serpent Shrine if we needed it to. And that will be game 3. Going to 2 fly, going up 2-1 now on Eternal. Only 1 deck remaining for 2 fly, and that is the Demon Hunter.
Demon Hunter, yeah. And I'm nervous about Demon Hunter. I'm nervous about the Druid into that Demon Hunter, because we saw what Demon Hunter can do against decks that require a board. And obviously this Druid can be... We got to see some of the sort of explosive turns and how many taunt minions there are. That's what, if you can put a lot of taunts out wide, that's one of the ways you can actually deflect a big Kurtrus turn. If you can get enough health on enough taunts spread out, then the big Fellfire combo is more difficult to execute. But still, I mean, Immolation there's so many. Yeah,
it has up to with the Dread Eye. Obviously, you want to play the Dread Eye, but you can still, if you have enough mana, you can charge one in first.
Mm-hmm.
And so it has up to 13 rushers, right? Because you can do all 7, play the Dread Eye after you charge one or rush one in, and then you have the other 6 respawn. Yeah. So that's up to 13 damage into taunts already. So if you have to have more than 13 taunt to stop that combo. But right. Oh my, we were talking about a little variety here, and I did not see this coming. Fel DH would be perfect into these matchups, into Druid and into Hunter, assuming it's Face Hunter. Like that matchup for Fel DH is so hard to lose if you play it correctly. I've messed up before, I'll admit it. So maybe in this seed they're not feeling that confident in the macro there, but still that is so hard to lose. I'm surprised we didn't see her, but we are going to see Death Rattle DH, something we talked about not having seen in way too long. Let's see how it stands up here to a deck we were talking about that has just that big swing potential that a lot of these older decks don't have as much. Obviously, Death Rattle Demon Hunter has a couple of swings, but they just don't seem as powerful as some of the ones that we have now. Like the Death Speaker obviously can be a nice swing, but again, it's one card versus all the different potentials that this Druid deck has.
And the kind of extra tools that this Demon Hunter got aren't the kind of things that really make you turn your head and go, oh, like Piggyback Imp is a death rattle. It's a 4/1 that summons a 4/1, and obviously that's, if you're ahead on the board and you get to send that 4 face, that's pretty enticing. But it costs 3. So if you're paying full retail for a 4/1 that summons a 4/1, that's just not. You need those early boars and stuff to really cheat out some of these cards to even make them playable, right? Like to make them, because a 3-mana 4/1 is not good enough. It's just because this Demon Hunter has ways to cheat it out and draw it, and like as you mentioned, like Death Speaker Blackthorn pulls this out. So I'm interested. Yeah, I'm interested to see how a deck that already has a 4-cost owl, kind of an awkward hand though for Eternal as I'm looking at it. Obviously, Oracle of Elune very powerful, Umbrella Hour very powerful, Arbor Up very powerful, but you need some of the cards to get those ready to sort of set those up. Really missing out on some spells as well. Obviously, we've gotten to see Nature Studies and Thorn Growth Sentries, but not a lot of the other spells, the things that let you draw and stuff.
Yeah, interesting option here. We could go for a 1-drop just to try to fight back on the board.
Yeah.
What we decided to go for Eternal. We do, like you said, we have the owl. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, just taking the spell damage +1. Or no, what is the option on that one? Oh, I missed it. Dang it. I saw that there was spell damage +1. I was like, oh wow, he picked the 1-cost one. That's not what I expected. I always expect the 5-cost one.
That's surprising to me. So we went with the taunt battle cry, and then we didn't play it.
Oh, and wants to combo it with the Oracle of Elune, I guess?
Yeah, that's only going to summon 3. Because the battle cry doesn't go off twice.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 1-mana 3/3, I guess, kind of.
Yeah, I guess you kill the 3/1 and the 3/2 and move on with your life.
So, expendable performers, Urzel Giant in the hand right now for 2-fly. That's a cool card.
Okay.
Razor Boar finally coming into hand. That's some of that mana cheating I was alluding to earlier. Spectral Sight to find more draw. Really wants to have that Blackthorn on 7, if at all possible.
Yeah. We could have also played the Fellfire here if we wanted a little bit more, but I suppose we're always swinging once into one of these 1/1s, so no need this turn. Gets an extra hero power just for fun.
Yeah, it's just and he's just flexing. That was just the flex, like stronger, and always risky to leave up an Oracle of Elune because full mana with an Oracle of Elune available. Yeah. Now we're gonna get to see some of those double owl plays.
This is exactly what we're waiting for on the other side. But whoa, hold up! What are we doing? If we're gonna arbor up, play the cub first at least. What is happening?
I guess just wants enough space. Wait.
I don't.
Wait, why do it in that? Why do it in that order?
It makes no sense. They would be bigger than the. I don't understand. I guess they're going to be 3/2. They would have been 3/2s instead of the 4/3. But I would rather have 2 3/2s and a 4/3 than 2 4/3s and 2 1/1s. Right.
And I thought no cub coming down meant that we were going to see some owls because the discount of the owl.
I thought we were going to get owls.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be owl time. So I'm not. Anyway, expendable performer is going to come down and clear off the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 health on the board, and so the expendable performers will be able to deal 10 of that.
Yeah, this should be pretty good for the performers. They're going to be able to come down, swing in 3 times into the 5/6. The 3/1 can do the rest. Get a couple of taunts.
Not to mention a 0-mana 8/8.
Oh
Woo-hoo! Yeah. That's the kind of discounts I'm talking about. Wild Heart Guff off the top, and man, that Oracle of Elune being gone makes these owls a lot less.
Yeah, I thought we had an owl swing last turn. Now we also drew Living Seed. Could have gotten some Matriarchs going. I mean, we could still just play all this, but it's a lot less exciting when they're not duplicated.
Yeah, this is 4 owls, and I feel like we could have had, or this is 2 owls, and I feel like we could have had 4 owls.
We could have had 4. Maybe you're far enough ahead on the board. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if this is doable here for Eternal. But I think the two fly being able to get the giant down, keeping the board and the momentum from the get go, and Eternal currently in top deck mode, it's going to make this hard.
Oh, and this is just a great flanking maneuver. Going to be able to rush in this guy twice.
Yeah, how much damage if we had Dreadeye out? Was there?
Oh, was there a world where we
Wondering
actually
how much
have lethal damage here?
Yeah, yeah. I was wondering because we have the 8/8, and we could have maybe connected. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that. Oh, yeah. I guess with the. Oh, that's going to do it. And actually, Eternal is going to concede, and
Wow.
Yeah, 2 fly with that Demon Hunter. We talked about how good the Demon Hunter is into, like board decks, and we just got another demonstration of how good. It doesn't even have to be Fell Demon Hunter, right? Like even Death Rattle Demon Hunter, a deck that we were talking about, haven't seen too much of recently. The Demon Hunter still has, especially with the Kurtrus and Expendable Performers package, that you can just kind of slot into pretty much any kind of Demon Hunter you want. And it didn't even draw the boars early, right? We saw no Deathspeaker Blackthorn, and we saw no early boars, and that was still able to get there against that druid.
Yeah, absolutely. I think maybe some different lines could have been taken to give that advantage back to the druid, but really, really well played there by the Demon Hunter. Not a deck we've seen too much of, but the Urzael Giant, really showing its strength there in sort of a tempo-y board-based matchup like that.
Yeah, and just a really good follow-up. And speaking of really good follow-up, 2fly here. Congratulations on that win, my friend. 3-1. Got to feel good.
Yeah, it does feel good, and especially since some of those games were pretty close, like Game 3.
Oh my gosh, the 1 health.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
1 health. That was insane.
I was like, maybe I'll get there. And then I did all the spells, and then it didn't happen. I was like, oh my gosh.
If it had just not gotten Mind Render Elucia, we even joked, made a funny joke about how Mind Render Elucia's mana adjusting is a clear nerf to River Shrine Portal.
I didn't even realize that. If I had one more attack.
Yeah, one more. Because Elucia was your only creature that could attack, and she has 1 attack.
Didn't realize that. I just got unlucky.
Brutal. Just right, but really exciting series to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Really, really fun stuff. Was not expecting the Death Rattle Demon Hunter. Can you tell me a little bit about that bring and what made you choose that this week and how you felt bringing it?
I was talking to my team, actually. I was actually talking to Easy XART. I don't know how to pronounce that, but yeah, I was talking to him, and I was thinking about bringing Fell Demon Hunter, but then he was kind of like, I think you should bring Death Rattle Demon Hunter. I'm like, okay, I can bring that because I've had experience in the past playing Death Rattle Demon Hunter. And I think it's a decent deck. Loses bad to like Rogue, but against this lineup, I thought it would do pretty well, and it did play pretty well that game. I mean, I did have some good draws, but it played very well there, and it worked out.
When we were even commenting as you were coming in that you didn't even get to, because like the curve is like boars, and then that cheats out some of your stuff, and then Blackthorn on 7, and obviously having Kurtrus early is great, and Expendable Performers to help clear out boards and stuff. The Urzael follow-up, but it's not like you had the super nuts start even. It seemed like it was just able to keep pace until you hit some power turns.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, the 1 and the 2 I had against Druid was pretty good, just because I don't think they have very good ways of dealing with that unless they have early minion pressure. So I saw that, and I'm like, I should keep that because I can put some early board pressure, and they got to trade with me, and their whole thing is trying to make a board. So just limiting their board and making it as small as possible, I think, really helped me there.
Yeah, absolutely, and it definitely working out there in the series. But yeah, tell me, there was in that Shaman game that you ended up winning, I believe there was I think you missed lethal the turn before with the Wind Fury. Were you just kind of out of time and you were like, I'm just clearing the board, whatever, like I should be fine next turn, or what was sort of the thinking there?
I was like, I probably have lethal here, but I'd rather not risk it and potentially lose the game. I don't think I was going to lose the game from that point, but I didn't want to like somehow mess this up and then lose the game. I just I knew if I cleared board like that, they were out of threats and all they could do was really like arbor up, which they did. And I did find that third spell damage minion,
Mhm.
so I knew I just had an excess of spell damage the next turn. So I knew that like I could go for that lethal or just try to be safe and kill them next turn, and that's what I went for.
And want to
Sure.
go for
Yeah.
the classic dollar bills thinks he has 11 mana play.
Yeah, no, didn't want to do that. So I wanted to be safe on that, especially with the shaman game previously where was 1 health off. I was kind of thinking about that. I'm like, that's not happening again.
Yeah, fair enough. Did end up working out in the end. Had plenty of damage for the next turn.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, really well done. Big win there for your team. I believe
That
that
gives us the win.
seals it. Yeah, that seals it for the week. You were up 9-7, so that will give you 13-2. I believe it was only one win for Eternal, right? So
Yes.
Yeah.
13-8. So yeah, that seals the week. Jester and Nails still have their match to play, but
Oh, they already played. I think.
oh, well there you
I don't
go.
think they've reported yet, but I think Jester lost 3-2.
Okay, so even more stakes on this match
Yes.
we didn't even know about as it was going on, but able to seal the deal. Really good season for you so far. Now moving up to 4-1. You and Ezart, I don't know, Easy X Art,
I
however
gotta
you
ask
say it.
him.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
get
already,
us some clarity on that. I thought we did, but was it
we did
Easer?
earlier.
Easer? I forgot. Yeah, Ease.
I'm
Was it
scrolling
like
up right now.
Ease? Oh man, I'm
Ease
sorry.
it or something like that.
Ease it? Yeah, Ease it.
I always just
Yeah,
called him
something like that.
Ease
Yeah,
because
Easy.
yeah,
Yeah,
easy
I
because
found it.
I didn't want to.
I found it here. I'm just gonna put it in the Discord in the bottom. So
Awesome. Yeah, we got to keep track of that.
so Ease Hut.
Ease
Yeah. So
Hut.
Ease Hut.
Yeah, Ease Hut.
East Hut.
Ease
Okay.
it. Ease it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because we didn't want to bastardize the name
No,
trying to do it on
no.
stream last week. And
Every
it was like,
time.
okay.
But yeah, so you two kind of holding it down for your team. Really strong team. Continuing a solid season here. This win's going to be really nice for you, though.
Yeah, and I think our team's just picking up. I mean, the first week or two were rough, and then now we've been winning, and we beat Hat's team. We beat a very good, I can't remember what the name was, but it was like the Miami team. Just had,
MUOH. Yeah.
yeah, we've had hard teams to play, and people have pulled through and really uh, put in the practice and played well during the week. So I'm pretty happy with how our team's going.
All right.
Awesome. Well, any other thoughts there before we let you go? I don't know if either of you have any more questions here.
No,
Too
well
fly.
done, well said. That was a real fun series to watch. Like I said, and thanks for coming on stream and jumping in here and talking to us about it.
Yeah,
Thanks for the DH death rattle that they were already talking about. It was funny.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm
Like,
just gonna
wait
say,
a second here. We were just talking about how we hadn't seen it in so long.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
part of
There it
the
was.
decks we don't expect to see conversation. Like, it's not going to be Quest Paladin, and it's not going to be Death Rattle Demon Hunter, and it's not going to be yeah, it's not going to be
I would've
Quest
been-
Hunter.
I would have been thrown for a loop if it was Quest Paladin.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, look in my back pocket. Look what I have here. I have Death Rattle, Demon Hunter.
I'm playing Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Thanks for joining us, Two Fly, and thanks for being on stream tonight. Congrats.
Yeah, thanks so much. Watch out for fish. Coming
Right.
for playoffs, coming for the championship. Thank you guys.
Giver. Yep. Thanks, man. Oh, great guy to talk to.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a night. Crazy night in
That was a
football.
fun night.
That night, yeah.
Quick night
Oh, yeah.
tonight, so
Crazy night of football continues right now too.
it is, yeah.
If anyone's watching, what a 21-23, end of third quarter. Let's go Bills.
Yes.
As long as they get the
All
field
right.
goal straight through the upright, we're good. So,
Yeah.
so,
Oh,
so that pretty much wraps it up for tonight. So the week is still, I think they're going to be doing the saloon on Monday. Tuesday is Hire Center with Lotus Knight. I'm not sure who he's having on that week. It's typically Corden in the group. Wednesday is going to be bringing in Tavern Talk with Fish, Dr. Fish, and friends. Thursday is Wild and Out with Marty B. And Thursday night, I don't know. We don't have any matches lined up, obviously, for next week. But if anybody's doing it, hit us up on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, or Sunday. And also Schoolstone, which does the afternoon or matinee style matches. So reach out to us as soon as the week starts. So any final words from you guys before we move on and do our thing?
I was just excited to see all the different variety this evening.
Yeah.
Quest Rogue, Burgle Rogue, Demon Hunt, Fell Demon Hunter, Death Rattle Demon Hunter, and things of that nature.
I had a feeling that was coming in. I had a feeling. You built that up right away. So awesome. Thanks,
I
guys.
had a great time tonight. Always a pleasure. Thanks, everybody, for watching.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
See you in the next one.
Take care, everybody.